Welcome back to GMA. It's time now for the Heat Index and this morning's hot button. We have more on the tragic fates of Bobbi Kristina Brown and her mom, Whitney Houston, dying just 3 years apart in similar ways. Chris Connolly brings us their story.
Made her transition peacefully. Finally, at peace. Peace at last, from Oprah Winfrey. In the language used by those who loved Bobbi Kristina Brown as her death was announced, could be detected an abiding religious faith, and the sense that here on earth, peace for this 22-year-old daughter of Whitney Houston and Bobbi Brown had been tragically hard to come by. A young woman in the semi-spotlight, already beset by severe personal issues, even before the 2012 death of her mother, may have plunged her into despair.
Bobbi Kristina and Whitney Houston were extremely close. They had a very tight mother-daughter bond. She was devastated by her mother's death and really never recovered from it. They are in some ways forever paired in this kind of history of tragedy.
In the years following Whitney's passing, Bobbi Kristina would appear on the Tyler Perry series For Better or Worse, and the reality show The Houstons on Our Own. In 2013, she would embark on a controversial marriage to Nick Gordon, who had lived with Bobbi Kristina's family since pre-adolescence. Through it all, she would remain something of a mystery to the public.
What's of course most tragic of all is that we won't get to see what kind of person Bobbi Kristina Brown could have grown up to be.
To the mother who was pregnant with her at the 1992 premiere of The Bodyguard, she would be an only child, occasionally appearing with her on stage, as she did on GMA in 2009.
Clap your hands.
And eventually, the sole heir to her fortune. But her own show business dreams had yet to be achieved. Her search for happiness and fulfillment, it seems, very much a work in progress, until the night of January 31st, when Bobbi Kristina was found unconscious in a bathtub nearly 3 years after her mother died just that way. Her search now over, it is her loved one's devout wish that the peace which may have eluded her in life is now hers for eternity. For Good Morning America, Chris Connolly, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And thanks to Chris for that. We are joined now by Kate Coyne, the executive editor for People magazine. We see your article right there. Hey, Kate, and boy, this family has been through so much, the Houston family. Yeah. What are we hearing from them?
You know, I think one of the things that you're going to hear a lot from both sides of the family, from the Houstons and the Browns, is the word peace. It is the one thing that Bobbi Kristina essentially never really had in her life. She was born into a tumultuous marriage. Her life always had a measure of chaos to it. And so one of the things that the Houstons and the Browns are both clinging to right now is the belief that she is finally at peace, that she is finally free from so much of the suffering that marked the later years of her life.
Peace for her, but the family has been at odds with her boyfriend, Nick Gordon, supposedly refusing to let him see her, filing a lawsuit against him. Do they believe they believe he's responsible?
They do. They very much believe that there are several unanswered questions about what really happened the night that Bobbi Kristina was found in that bathtub. They believe very strongly that there was a motive perhaps for foul play, that Nick has sort of nefarious purposes where Bobbi Kristina's considerable fortune was concerned, and there are a lot of questions that they are going to want answered.
And that's why they're filing that lawsuit.
They have filed that lawsuit, and you know, the DA has said that they're taking a very serious look into the incidents of the night that Bobbi Kristina was found.
She was the only child of Whitney Houston. What happens to the estate?
That's really the multi-million-dollar question now. Now it becomes a matter of, does Nick Gordon have any claim to that estate? You know, they weren't actually married. They refer to each other as husband and wife, but they never really did get married. So it's very, very convoluted now, and there are going to be a lot of people who want to say in what happens.
Okay, Kate Coyne, thanks very much.